So I'm going to talk to you now about setting up for success. I'm going to crush all your limiting beliefs. I'm going to also educate you on how to improve that mindset of yours and how you can approach growing a personal brand in the most positive manner successful. So let's jump straight in and talk about consistency. Now, consistency is everything. I'm sure you've heard it countless times before, whether it's on X or offline. Consistency truly does separate the winners from the losers. Imagine you start going to the gym today. Would you look like Arnold tomorrow? No, of course you wouldn't. Imagine starting your business today. Would you have the net worth of Elon tomorrow? Of course not. Building an online presence and a personal brand online is the exact same thing. You're not going to go away after this program and start gaining thousands of followers a day. At least not for a few months anyway. We can help you do that, just not instantly. So before we get into the valuable content, you need to make a promise with yourself that you're going to stick to it and you're going to stick to building your brand and your account on the daily. So before we get into the valuable content, you need to make a promise with yourself that you're going to stick to building your brand and your account on the daily without ever giving up. Let's take a look at an example. This is going to be person A versus person B. Person A, their end goal is to build an online presence. Their action, they show up every single day and they put the work in. Their daily results now, they're only getting 5 followers a day, but their daily results in a year, 500 followers a day. Person B, he has the same end goal. They want to build a presence online. Their action, they show up when they feel like it. So the daily result now, they're getting the same as person A. They're getting 5 followers a day. But the daily results in a year, 5 followers a day. Even though both people are gaining the same amount of followers right now, in a year's time, just because of the consistency of person A, that's paying off. And the effort of the daily action is being taken into account. Because of that, his momentum is up much further than person B, who just showed up when he felt like it. The algorithm hates inconsistency, so does success. If it has 2 people, one of which shows up every single day and uses the platform, and another who just shows up 2 out of 7 times a week, who is it going to push more? It's going to push the one who shows up every single day. Algorithm aside, consistency is so important for momentum. Now, momentum is the result of continuous action over a period of time. So imagine you're wanting to make a giant snowball. At the start is where the most effort will come from, because you have to collect the snow, perform the action to get it into a snowball, and then start rolling it. Now, the longer you roll the snowball, the more snow is going to accumulate. Meaning one day you can just push the snowball and it'll start rolling on its own, accumulate snow automatically. Does that mean you should stop pushing? No, it doesn't. Even though the snowball is rolling perfectly on its own, the longer you let it go without any push from yourself, the sooner it's going to slow down. So it's best to work with momentum so both of you can push it at the same time. Now, inertia is basically what will stop the momentum if no force is applied. So if no action is taken, momentum can only keep pushing for so long before inertia ultimately stops it. So let's talk about snowballs again. Imagine after 1 year of pushing the snowball along with the momentum helping you, you just stop. Yeah, momentum was going to keep the ball rolling for a while, but soon inertia will end up stopping the ball. And because the ball is now so big, you'll find it's so much harder to get it up to the speed it was traveling at when you and the momentum were pushing it together. Exact same thing happens with success. When the momentum is huge and you stop acting upon it, you'll find it so much harder to kickstart it again. So in short, don't stop pushing. You're going to need discipline. So just like anything worthy in life, you can't rely on motivation to drag you to the finish line. You must discipline yourself to put the work in, even if you don't want to. If you had a long day at work, you didn't sleep well, there's no feeling up to it. It's just too bad. You just need to show up. That's the mindset you need to adopt, not just for building your presence online, but for anything worthwhile in life. Me, for example, I've showed up every single day for 1,000 plus days. Even when I had a day or 2 off, I still showed up and did something. Because when you lose that momentum, or when you start giving yourself some breathing room, you lose. You get overtaken. You have to show up every single day. Or I promise the lack of consistency will destroy what you've built. And I know some people reading this will give up down the line, but the people who read this and a year from now are still going, those are going to be the people who will see the most success. So you will fail. You are going to fail. No, that's not a dig. You will fail on this journey multiple times. You'll lose motivation, you'll lose followers, you'll be frustrated. You'll sometimes wonder if it's all worth it. It is. Here is a quick story from me about me. So in February 2021, I was stuck on 27,000 followers. Couldn't get off it for the life of me. I literally tried everything. Tried switching my content. I tried rebranding. I tried no swearing. I tried absolutely every hack, tip, trick, method, and strat to get the ball rolling again. And nothing worked. Long story short, I felt like quitting. I was stuck on it for such a long time and nothing worked. Now, I was going to quit, but a few friends of mine convinced me to just ride it out. And they told me to just see what happens. So fortunately I did. And luckily I started growing again not long after. So you can imagine what would happen if I quit. Number one, I have no idea where I would be in life right now. And two, you wouldn't be reading this section right now because I probably wouldn't exist anymore online. So the point being that no matter how hard it is, you cannot quit. But what if you can't? If you can't or you're not willing to show up every single day, there's two vastly different things you can do. Obviously, this is going to affect you massively. But if for some reason you can't show up every single day and put the work in, then you can just do the bare minimum. Yes, you have to show up even when you can't show up. There's 24 hours in a day. So if you're absolutely packed every single day, I understand, but it takes about 5 seconds to open the X app and leave a comment or two. Even just note down a post, draft it, and then just post it or schedule it for later. Doing the absolute bare minimum is better than nothing. But don't allow this section to let you think that you can get the best results with the bare minimum. The bare minimum should be the complete last resort to keep that momentum alive until you're able to get back to doing the required work. By the bare minimum, I mean posting something and commenting a few times. And don't start thinking that just because we define the bare minimum as a few comments and 1 or 2 posts, that's all you should do. Do as much as you can. Number 2, if you can't do the bare minimum, then you're not going to get results. If you're not willing to do it and put in the least amount of effort, you're not going to get the results you're looking for. Now, this isn't to be mean or to anger anyone, but if you skip a day of posting or miss a day of using X, your momentum will crash and you will find it very hard to get back into the swing of things in terms of getting the ball rolling. No, it's not a scare tactic. It's not something I'm trying to say just to scare you off. I've seen it happen. Big accounts, I've had it happen to them. They do extremely well, they miss a day or two, and then their account takes a massive hit. Momentum and that consistency, it really does matter. So with all that being said, you need to be in it for the long run. Building a brand online and building a presence isn't a short-term play. It's not something you can screw around with for 90 days, make some fast cash, withdraw and never touch it again. It's literally your personal online identity. There's no redos, only iterations. It's your brand. Now you need to understand that building a personal brand online takes years of effort and hard work. Not to say that it takes years to get results, but it takes years to really reap the rewards of the seeds you planted long ago. You're going to get results along the way, but total personal brand mastery and authority status comes after a really good while. So with that being said, this is why you need to commit yourself to this journey. Practice consistency and make it a part of your habitual routine. You must show up daily, you must work daily, but the best part is you're not working towards just one massive reward right at the end after 10 years of work. You're working towards multiple consistent rewards for as long as you put the effort in. Trust me when I say the seeds that you plant now are the delicious foods you enjoy later down the line.